Hi all, welcome, it's Mariela. Today I wanted to do a video on things on my buying radar, specifically what products for certain areas of my life I'm open to spending my money on this year. One of my personal goals is to become a more conscious consumer, buy less, buy better, and just be more intentional with what I spend my money on, especially as someone who loves shopping and who has overconsumed a lot. That said, I'm still open to investing in solutions that solve problems and bring value to my life. And I believe that if you buy with purpose, not only are you going to consume less because you're more selective of what you buy, but you're also going to enjoy the things that you buy. And if I want to build a system to help me buy with purpose, I thought it was really important to first know what things I truly want and should spend my money on. So in making this list, it's really helped me identify what solutions I want that really align with important areas and values in my life and differentiate between impulse purchases and intentional ones. It's important to note that I'm not actively looking for products on this list. It's more just like a general criteria for when I do have the budget, and when I see something that piques my interest, I'll have this list as a kind of guidance to see if it's something that I actually want. So it's not really a wish list. There aren't really many specific products that I mention. Because of that, if you had any product recommendations for any of these areas that you genuinely love, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know about them. And also, if you had any products that you don't really like or don't recommend, please let me know about those too, because I do love a good de-influencing as well. And now, with all that said, let's get into the list. So the first and one of the most important areas of my life that I want to invest in this year is my personal growth. Things that will help expand my learning and help me with my creative pursuits. And first, it's books. I've been reading a lot more these past couple of years, and I'm so here for it because it's given me a much healthier way to consume that's not scrolling on social media. I have a Kindle, which is where I read most of my fiction books. But when it comes to non-fiction, I do like to have a physical copy just so I can bookmark and highlight. Usually I read more fiction, but this year I have a goal of reading at least one non-fiction a month just to help expand my learning. I've read quite a few books on personal development, which I love, but I do want to learn more about things like geography, history, and just the way the world works. So yeah, I definitely see books as a good investment for me, but there are some conditions. First is to try and finish the non-fiction books I already have at home. When it comes to books, I buy them because I want to read them. I don't buy them just to kind of have it in my collection. So I have started these books, but I just DNF it because I just got bored or lost motivation. But they are really good books and books that I want to finish. I'm going to try and do that. Also, I want to make use of the Kindle Unlimited range. I do have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. There are so many good books on there, so I do want to have a look at that. Also, I want to make use of free trials, especially for things like audiobooks. I think I have a free trial for BookBub, so I do want to make use of that too. And speaking of audiobooks, I'm also open to spending money on apps and services. For me, apps and services are one of the best investments for my learning, creativity, and productivity. I've invested in and will continue to invest in services and platforms that will help me with my Spanish learning journey and creative projects. For example, when it comes to learning Spanish, all of the resources I use for learning are actually free online, but when it comes to practicing, I do spend money on italki sessions. And italki is basically a platform where you can book sessions with community and professional teachers to have conversations with them or to have a class. When it comes to my creative projects, one app that I use so much is Canva, and I use that for YouTube for thumbnails and overlays, and I also use Canva a lot for personal projects as well. Before, I used to hesitate on buying apps and upgrading services because there's just so many free services and resources online. And I do want to clarify that if you want to do something, become more productive, create more content, learn a language, you can do it for free. You don't need to buy these apps or services. The internet has so many free, amazing resources and services out there that you can utilize. However, there are definitely paid apps and services that will make that process easier for you. And it's not just about getting better quality results, but it's also about saving you time, and time is money. So if you can, or when you get to the stage where you can invest your money on these paid apps and services, it may be worth it. It's definitely worth it for me because my condition for this is to always try the free trial. Most of these apps and paid services offer a free trial, and it's something I've been utilizing just to help me determine whether these premium features are worth it for me, if it's something that I'll continue to use, or if the free version is enough, which it is a lot of the times as well. Okay, next is health and wellness. This is definitely the most important area in my life to spend money on. And the first thing is nutrition, healthy foods. And I do want to make a disclaimer that I currently live with my family, so I am extremely fortunate that they contribute a lot to the food shopping at home. That said, I've still been making conscious decisions and purchases on foods that are good for my gut health, lower in sugar, and also high in protein and fiber. So throwing some random example, things like chia seeds, real Greek yogurt, not the Greek style yogurt, sourdough bread, dark chocolate, 85% and higher. And these things don't have to be expensive. I follow Tonic Health on TikTok and Instagram, and his content has really helped me find things at the supermarket that are not only good for you ingredients wise, but also are the best value for your money. So the focus here is to be more conscious of the food I buy, learn about what food is good for you, read the labels, and also do some research on where to buy it so that you're getting the best value. The next part of health and wellness is my fitness. And so far, everything in my current fitness routine is free. I go on daily walks with Teddy, and 3 to 4 times a week I also do at-home workouts following along a video on YouTube. Again, so much good free content online. I mainly follow along with Daisy Keach and Bailey Brown videos. And although I'm happy with my routine, I do want to incorporate more cardio and weight training, which are so important and beneficial for your fitness. So I am open to signing up to the gym again. It's been on mine and Ilana's mind for such a while now, but I am waiting for a time where I know I can fit it around my schedule, because as much as I know it's really good for you, I don't want to start paying for a gym membership and not use it. So that's where I currently stand with that. So the next area is the fun part, fashion and accessories. And first of all, we're going to talk about bags. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen that I've done a couple of what's in my bag videos. I'm a bag girl. I love bags. Not only do I love them because they're so cute, but I love the idea of being organized and prepared. The bags that I reach for the most are my 2 Longchamp backpacks, exactly the same but in different colors. This one's a bit dirty, but it's okay. I use these mainly for casual outings because it's big enough to fit my essentials like my Kindle and water bottle, and wearing a backpack is the most convenient thing for me. However, I have been looking for something a bit bigger and a shoulder bag, because as much as I love a backpack, it's the most comfortable type of bag. I do love a shoulder bag because it's so much easier for me to reach things, and it also looks better with some outfit. I have been using my other Longchamp Le Pliage bag, which I love, and I also talked a little bit about in my other video, but it's black and I want something that's a more light and neutral color, or even a brown. So yeah, if you do have any recommendations for a brown toned or another neutral colored bag that is big enough to hold a laptop, or even can be used for like an overnight bag and has great quality so it will last long, please let me know. I love online window shopping for bags and just online window shopping in general. Next is solid gold jewellery. So I'm actually really happy with my current jewellery collection. I pretty much wear the same staple pieces all the time. If you wanted to know more about my pieces, I do have a video on my everyday gold jewellery collection. Even though I'm happy with my collection, I'm not opposed to investing in solid gold jewellery in general when the time is right. I've been thinking about getting another ear piercing for months, but I'm just a bit scared to do it because I know it has to be on my cartilage, and that is not the easiest piercing to heal. Anyway, the focus here is to invest in solid gold pieces, so 14 carat, 12 carat, or even 9 carat, because they're just so much more worth the money. All of the gold jewelry I wear are solid gold pieces. The only gold plated jewelry I'll wear are earrings for my main lobe. Because they're bigger and I like to wear things like hoops, I'm just a bit afraid that they're going to fall out, so I don't know if I'm willing to invest that much money on a big piece of solid gold jewelry if I'm likely to lose it. But when it comes to everything else, I think solid gold is the way. I think it is one of the best investments that I've made, because I'm able to just wear this jewelry all the time without it tarnishing. So even though I'm happy with my collection, when the time and budget is right, I am open to investing in more forever pieces. Now onto better clothes. In my things I don't want to buy this year, I mentioned that I don't want to invest in fast fashion, and I mean it. I want to avoid spending money on retailers like Zara, Pretty Little Thing and Shein as much as possible, and instead invest in brands that have better quality and more sustainable pieces. I must admit that I do already have a lot of clothes, and at some point I need to sort through them and declutter, because I feel like I only use about like 20 to 30% of the clothes I own. So I want to slowly build a wardrobe with more sustainable staple pieces that will last. So that means the conditions for that are knowing for sure what pieces I need to be able to express the style that I genuinely like. researching what brands to invest in, saving money for when I can invest in these pieces, and lastly buying secondhand, so buying things from Vinted or charity shops. We've reached the last area, which is beauty and self-care. And the only kind of product that I have on my list so far is at-home treatments and kits. As much as I enjoy rotting at home and going on walks with Teddy looking so unbothered, uncoordinated and exhausted, I do love the days when I'm more high maintenance to make me look and feel more put together. I love doing my nails, exfoliating, waxing, but I don't want to spend so much money on getting these things done elsewhere because I do it often. So I want to continue on investing in at-home tools and products that will help me do these treatments at home. So for example, I've been doing my own gel X extensions for I think like 5 or 6 years now, and it's helped me save so much money. If you have a good quality kit for these beauty maintenance routines and you have the patience to learn how to use them correctly and safely, you can save so much money in the long run. And my condition for this is to really do my research, read and watch reviews online, because a lot of these beauty treatments are done by professionals who have training, and so you really need to understand what you're getting yourself into if you want to invest in these things. So those are the things on my buying radar. It might seem like a lot, especially for someone who's trying to become a better consumer, but honestly I think it's so important to be aware of the things that can add value to important areas of your life, so you know what's worth spending your money on. As mentioned, I'm not actively looking for all of these products, it's just a good list to have in mind just to help me be more intentional with my spending. And as mentioned, I'm not actively looking to buy all of these products, there's definitely the right time and budget to invest. It's just a good list to have in mind so that I can be more intentional with my spending. For example, if I'm influenced into buying something on social media, I can see whether that product falls under any of these areas. Of course, this list isn't enough, and it's just the start to building a better system to becoming a more mindful consumer. There's definitely more tips and ways to buying better. So I am thinking of making this a series, but this list is definitely a good start. I would love to know what you think about them, if you have any recommendations, and also what's on your buying radar as well for this year. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your day.